It's funny, whenever I was living in LA, if I smelled like a pine tree or something like that, it would stop me in my tracks. And I'd just be like, it smells like home. I'd sit there sniffing the tree for a second. That or like cedar trees. That's neat. Yeah. Skater like a bike. That's neat, but like tricks on a bike. Good morning, y'all. We are about to go for, to me, an early morning walk. It is 9:05. I usually get up at 10. So I've been up for about an hour, but I'm finally getting around to going on a walk. I've heard it's really good for you to get sun exposure and to move your body early in the morning. And I'm on a journey to have more energy in my day. Early morning walk it is. I just got back from my walk. It was very nice. Nice to have a feeling of accomplishment, like already before I start work. I do feel the drums of work calling my name though. I got a message while I was out and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to look at this right now. I have to like fix everything right now, but it's like, I have to wait. I ended up walking just under 4,000 steps, 3,690. It'd be nice if I would have been able to walk like 5,000 and then I could do the other 5,000 later on. I need to do just a really quick makeup, but I also just wanted to chat with you guys about a few things, but of course I have a deadline of work, so that means that I can't chat too long, which is good for me because I gap too long. First off, my beautiful friend who made that gorgeous bookmark for me invited me to a Zumba class the other day, and I was so nervous. I hadn't danced in so long. I was worried it was going to be really hard. A lot of people there are like repeat attendees, and so like it being my first time, I was like, everybody's going to know more than I do. And then we get there and my friend is like, this is one of the hardest teachers. Good luck. I was like, okay, great. For one, they turned the lights out. I didn't know that that was a thing or that's every class or what, but that was so helpful to just let your inhibitions go. I just felt like I was at the club dancing, but you know, with instructions. And I was also really worried about my heart rate. I have a condition that makes my heart rate go really wonky, and I've had to work out a lot over the years because one of the only prescriptions for this condition is to work out and to make your heart work properly, or not necessarily just your heart, but it's like a whole, your nervous system, everything. It's a very full body condition. I was really worried about my heart rate, like I was just gonna pass out in class, and I didn't. And so again, that feeling of accomplishment was so strong, and I feel like as a 29-year-old, that's just what I'm chasing, is like feeling really good in my bones, because we don't have gold stars anymore from like class and things like that, so we have to get it in other places. And working out can be a huge one. Like that's, if you don't work out right now, that's the biggest thing I could recommend. If you don't feel proud of yourself, is work out. You'll feel real proud of yourself. The other thing I wanted to share is Travis and I went out on a little date the other day. It was my idea, which is always nice because I feel like, can I decide what shade I want to do? Okay, I think I'm gonna go maybe with this one here. I'm always chasing after this shade, Sidecar. I still use this palette every now and then. I love it, but this is like the perfect shade for me. And this one is close, but it's a bit like gray tone. This is what happens whenever I do my makeup. I get too excited and I start playing and I lose track of time. So we went out on a date to our local little pub that's right down the road from us, and we watched the Thunder game. and it was versus the Spurs, who are a Texas team. I used to live in Oklahoma for a lot of my life, probably split the same amount of time between Texas and Oklahoma in my life. Now I'm presently in Texas. It's just so fun to get to feel, in a way, I feel like I get to go home again whenever I'm like rooting for the Thunder. The Spurs ended up winning, which was fine because I'm from Texas, so it's like, okay. It wasn't really like a lose situation. It really was like a win-win situation, because now I just get to go and root for the Spurs. Am I going to watch the game though? Probably not. Was it, if it was Thunder, would I? Yeah. But we had so much fun that night, and there was like music playing outside, so whenever we finished up, we got to go outside and listen to music afterwards. And we go out there and there's this guy with I think it's like a persona, like a performance persona, but it was like a guy with a top hat and like a foxtail coming out of the bag, and I was like, okay, this is what we were in for. And they mainly did cover bands, and it was just so much fun. And we just sat there and like, not in a judgmental way, but you know, whenever we come up with backstories for everybody there, and we're like, oh, that person is in love with this person in there, like she wants to be with that guy, you know, we're just going back and forth. It was so fun. It just felt like one of those life as a movie moments. I've not been filming much lately. Part of me wants to go to 2 videos a week because I just have so many videos like to do, like especially with the Project Pan. It's like I could be filming a lot more and I could be putting out more videos, but then that's just more work, and I don't want to promise something and then not be able to follow through. So then it just leads to me not filming, but then I miss you guys. Also, the other part of it, listen girl, I don't want to overrun my computer with all these unedited videos. That's a big consideration to make, is that my phone and my computer could get really full, especially my computer. She's just aging and maybe not doing it so gracefully. She's just really struggling keeping up with the demand that I put on her. But I'm feeling in a really good spot. I feel like I had some winter blues that then turned into some spring saddies, I don't know, but now summer is here. And I'm feeling really good, which feels fantastic because we were going through it there for a minute. And it wasn't really stuff that I could talk to you guys about. It just like was overall. Felt a lot of grief for lives not lived. And I still feel that for sure. But it's not as loud as it was. I've come to terms with some of it. And also I feel like after going through that grief of what my life has been and what it has not been, and the disappointment therein, you know, 29 years old, I'm about to be 30. It's like a lot came up with that. So now that I'm somewhat on the other side of it, I'm feeling, I'm not one to just like lay down and like take something, you know what I mean? Like I'm really feisty, I guess. And I don't like settling for things and just accepting how things are. So I feel like after I've like grieved something and processed it, now I'm like, what are you gonna do about it? And what I'm gonna do about it is to continue to work hard. I'm going to work hard and I'm going to enjoy the life that I do have. Oh no, I don't feel like I had it rolled up that high. This is disastrous for the Project Pan. Okay, I got it to go back in. This has been my favorite creamer in a while. It's a little bit pricier because it's Starbucks, but I'm not supposed to have regular milk and this one is non-dairy, so that's just a plus. It just tastes amazing. So I already have a refill. This is probably the 3rd bottle that we've bought because it's just so good. So I'm sitting here editing this video. Sorry, it's my Pomodoro timer. In it, I'm talking about not wanting to watch as much YouTube and getting into my office or leaving the house. And the thing is, I failed this week. I did not do very well at getting into my office and at not watching YouTube, and I haven't since whenever this video was filmed, 22nd, so that was about 2 weeks ago. And here's my thing about goals. Goals shift your perspective. They show you a lack or something that you want in your life. something that you want to focus on. Goals are not always immediate. Like right now, I have a goal this year of doing more strength training. Have I done that so far? No. But this entire year, I'm thinking about incorporating strength training. I'm doing it here and there. I'm building the habit up. I usually have you over here, but you're over here. That's really weird. Hey, I'm looking at you now. Goals are not as much of a to-do list as they are a North Star. They're a guiding light that you want to bring yourself to. There can be guilt and shame that crop up if you're not doing it perfectly or you're not doing it right away. But if you can power through the guilt and shame of not doing it on day 1, but doing it on day 60, because that's all of those 60 days have been leading up to, oh, hey, I'm actually in my office today. I haven't strength trained in a month, but now I'm doing it and I find that I like it because I've done it, say in 6 months, maybe you've only done it 5 times that year, but those 5 times have taught you that you like it, that you enjoy it, and that you want to do it. And so then at month 6 or whatever, you want to start doing it almost every day because it feels good and you start to like the feeling. It's just, goals are like seeds that you plant and you water them every day, trusting that it's going to sprout, but you're not going to reap the reward of the beautiful flower or the ear of corn that comes off whatever seed you plant. And that's a lesson for me too, because I definitely can be really hard on myself and I still continue to work towards the goal, but I'm like, why am I not doing it today? What's wrong with me? This is something that you want. It's okay if you eventually get there, right? That's the goal, is to eventually be doing it. So it's all just a process, and give yourself grace. And it's funny just watching this back and editing it in my office, and I woke up and I went for a walk this morning. That has been a goal of mine like this entire year. I want to say getting up earlier, going for morning walks. I believe both of those are on my New Year's resolutions. Have I done them all year long? No. Did I do it today? Yeah. That's some wisdom right there that I just realized, like a full circle moment. Because I felt guilty this week. I felt lazy and awful. And I think I talk about it, but in therapy, I literally talk about how guilty and lazy I was feeling. Not because I was lazy, but I have throughout my life bred an opinion of laziness about myself and about my life, and that is an identity that was placed upon me, and I kept feeding it, watering that seed whenever that's not what I want in my life. That's not how I want to feel, and it's probably not even true. And my therapist asked me, she's like, what is this doing for you? Feeling lazy, what does that make you do? And I'm like, well, it makes me feel like crap. It makes me not show up and edit my videos and edit TikToks because I emotionally can't get out of bed. I can't get up off the couch, and I just feel like such crap that it makes me fulfill the cycle of being lazy. It makes me more lazy because I'm confirming the belief and the self-hatred of the laziness and all that. So I was feeling all of that this week, and I'm doing things to try to prevent it and to feel better, like literally today, which is awesome. I hope that helps somebody. That's all my videos are about, is me living life, learning, and then giving my little seeds of wisdom to you guys. And I saw something that was like I don't even know what it was called, but it has to do sort of with astrology. It wasn't your life path number, but it was like something like that, where it's like you plug in where you were born, what time, and all that good stuff, same astrology stuff, and it tells you like what you're sort of destined to be in life. A lot of what it was about was, for one, being a mirror, being able to have an opinion, and not for my self-betterment, but for the betterment of the other person. I'm able to share an opinion on their situation and help. And it was really sweet. Okay, It's almost like it, I'm very happy with who I am and what I do in this life, and I feel like it really aligns. And it just said that people that walk away from an interaction with this type of person, me, often leave with their lives or perspectives being changed. And ain't that powerful? And the people say amen. Am I right? That is all I would ever want to do in this world. And so just to like have this random website, I don't know, because I think I was on Substack or something, and was like, oh, this is interesting. Let's do this little quiz or whatever. And it made me feel good. And it also said that one of the negatives and the drawbacks are if this personality type, I'll pop it on the screen, whatever the thing is called. But it said that if this personality type focuses on where they are not, if they focus on too much of the past or too much of the future and where they are not currently, and trusting the process, right? Trusting that they will achieve what they want to achieve, that amount of disappointment is like the biggest like Achilles heel. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's where I've been for the past year. I think I was literally talking about that earlier this morning, or maybe it was in this video. I don't know. It's all a little bit timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. I think, yeah, it was this morning. Sorry, it was this morning while I was getting ready and putting my makeup on. And so anyhow, look up this thing because it was so powerful to have that perspective and insight on my own life and my own experiences in this very personal, like vulnerable sort of ways, both in beautiful, like ways, like I mentioned, like having that like, man, I change, people's perspectives and I can give them good opinions about their lives and all that. Like, ooh, that's exactly what I want to do. Wow, thank you, quiz. It also told me my biggest vulnerability at the moment, which sucks and is hard. But anyhow, look it up because that was very interesting. I am still the same spot that I last left you, but I have had lunch since then. I had this delicious, it was the last serving in a buffalo chicken dense bean salad. I don't know if I've made it with you guys before. It is really good. Travis came home for lunch today, which was really nice and a really pleasant surprise. We just started watching the last season of New Girl, and that's just so cute. So anywho, back to it. I'm back to editing, I go. So for some reason, I got no audio recorded on this clip. I've never had that happen in all of my years on YouTube, having an iPhone, so it's baffling. But in this clip, I'm talking about how I got an audition, and it is a commercial audition for a food company. And I talk about how I hate the feeling of doing a food commercial where I have to take a bite. And I feel like one of those like mukbangers that's like, this is really tasty. And so I just think it's really funny that I lost the audio for this clip because I just make some really silly faces and all of that. So here you are. This is me editing tab the way in the future. I just wanted to leave this clip in because my face is so funny and it gives you context for the rest of the video. Otherwise, I have no idea what I was talking about for like 2.5 minutes. I realized that Travis and I are going to be going to Disney soon, and I need to actually plan the trip because I'm the only one of us that has been to Disney. The past few years, I've just been going with my sister, so I haven't planned like a solo Disney trip since my honeymoon. I don't know the best way to go about it. I know a lot of it is easier if you do it like digitally. I mean, for one, I also need to figure out, which I might have to ask my sister some of this stuff, but how to actually put our tickets on our apps and things like that. We have a season pass this year, but I kind of just want to start by just getting some scrap paper and just being like, what do I want to make sure that Travis sees? I think I'm just going to start making lists, just, throwing out ideas and then like talking to things that he wants to see. I mean, it's easy just to write down like every ride because rides are like my favorite part. But for him, his favorite part is like pin trading. I also need to wrap my brain around his birthday is coming up, and so is my best friend's. And so I need to get on shopping for the both of I feel behind already, and it's only the 3rd of June. My best friend's birthday is in early July, and then Travis's birthday is in mid-July. I have time, I just don't feel like it because I probably need to be ordering stuff like here pretty soon. Whew, girl, those are some big to-do lists. Just like plan Disney trip. Okay, easy. Find the perfect gift for both best friend and boyfriend. Like 3 huge things that I need to get around to pretty soon. Well, that sucked me in for the last like 20 minutes of my work shift. I was trying to look up how to rope drop Rise of the Resistance in 2026 just to make sure nothing has changed. And girl, that dang near broke my computer. It just stopped working. I'm glad I was done with my work shift because I was about to rage against that computer. I really hate it whenever you're like clicking something, even if it's like, oh, okay, this page isn't working, like let me hit the X button. And then the X button doesn't work. Like I just hate clicking things and then them not working. Failing technology is a big pet peeve of mine. I'm gonna try to look it up on my phone, but I also just, it's not a priority to do that right now. Right now, I just got off my second work shift of the day. We're doing a whole new schedule for work right now, and we're testing it out. This is the first week. I just finished my second shift of the day, and then I'll have a third one coming up in another 2 hours. So now I have to like walk away from my computer and be away from screens for 2 hours because I don't want to be on a screen from like 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. About to start my audition. Like I said, it's a food commercial, so I have to take a bite. I'm full from my lunch. I had my lunch a couple of hours ago and honestly it was breakfast, but like there's nothing in me that wants to eat this right now, but I have to. And it's like, oh, it's so delicious, and it is. It will be. I just need to like mind over matter it. That really took a lot of energy. I'm really tired. I got the first one done though, and it is uploading. I ended up getting a second audition, so I need to do both today because like I'm all ready. I have my lights set up, everything. But like I said, I'm really tired. I haven't auditioned in a while, so I just feel like getting back into that headspace or whatever, just sometimes it takes more muscling than you think it would versus like whenever you're like in the zone and you have like multiple going like boom, 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 then it feels a bit more like easier, I guess. And I have to now transition, go into a new audition. I don't even know what all this one entails. It looks like it is a slate telling a story and then a small action. So it's really not that bad. It shouldn't be too hard. So, okay. I feel better about that one then. Maybe I'll take a minute. This one isn't due until Monday, but I am going to do it today because I'm ready and I have my light set up. But maybe I can sit for a minute and like have a breather, have some coffee. I tell Travis, you can always tell like how busy I am in a day by the amount of coffee I've drank. But this is how much coffee I've had, and it probably was filled up to about here-ish, you know, full cup. So that's not a lot of coffee for it being 3 p.m. right now, like 3:15. So I'm gonna drink some coffee, probably watch some YouTube, and then do this. And I don't think it'll be that hard, so that's good. I like the audition though. Oops. I think I spent a lot of time just trying to make, like, you know what, if these types of commercials are a bit harder for me to do, then it stands to reason that I need to spend a bit more time on them and just making sure that I have like a really good shot. I think I really spent the time to get some good takes. I didn't feel like a mukbanger by the end. I did in the first take. I tried to be more realistic in the next one and just be like, okay, think back to those experiences of tasting really good food and like how I experience good food. But I just don't know if how I experience good food is how other people like visually want me to experience good food, and then you get in your head. I don't know if that makes sense. I know it's a very specific thing that I'm doing here, doing commercial acting. I know not all of my subscribers are actors or any of that, but I think it's really interesting to see into that world. And as I'm exploring that world, I just don't think it's one that is talked about a lot. Like, what is it like to audition for a commercial? And this one is a food commercial, and it's really weird. It's very weird. Give me a theatrical audition all day long. Like, I had one the other day. I don't think I filmed about it. I don't think I did. I think I was sort of out of my vlogging era a little bit here and there. Like, I think I described how I've had like a lot of, like with the Project Pan, I'm only uploading 4 videos a month or so, like 1 video a week. And I feel like I could probably do more. You film one day and you have enough footage. So it's like, you could be a daily vlogger, but then that's like too much. So anywho, you just like pick and choose when you film. I didn't end up filming that audition. And also I was just really excited about that audition, so it was like personal. Anywho, I had an audition and it was for a network. It was a co-star audition. I've only ever had 2 co-star auditions, so it was a very, very big deal. And it would have been on screen with the title character, like the, you know, biggest actor in the show. And he's a very big actor and his children are big actors. So it would have been a huge deal. And it was a huge deal even auditioning for it. I'm still excited, as you can probably tell. But obviously didn't get it or anything like that. Didn't hear anything back. But I'm really... Point of the story, I'm sorry, I'm finding it. I sat down, filmed it, and then I showed it to Travis after. I sat down and really watched it, and just watching it as an audience member, and I was like, if you put me on that set, if you put this on screen next to that show, it works. And I was really proud of that audition that I did. Moral of the story is, you put me in a theatrical audition and I can kill it every day of the week. It's gonna be, dare I say, perfect. I know I'm gonna do a really good job. Commercials are not so much for me, are not so perfect, shall I say. A little imperfect. So I'm just trying to find it's like I have to do my version of it, and my version of it isn't always exactly what they want. That's where I'm at with commercial auditions. I'm trying to get better at them. I'm sure I am. Every audition I do, I'm sure I'm learning and getting better, but I haven't booked anything yet. So that's telling, I guess. And you know what? Me not being good enough to pull off a commercial audition, who knows? Like, I'm speaking highly of myself, or like, you know, I do think highly of myself as an actor, but maybe if I can't do a part of acting, which is commercial acting, you know, maybe I'm not as good as I think, you know? Maybe I'm not so good. And so maybe it means that like, I can't do that. So that's a lacking, you know what I mean? So it's like, don't hear me speaking in a way respectfully about my acting and thinking highly of myself whenever it comes to theatrical auditions and things like that, and theatrical work, which is like film and TV or theater. But like, don't think, like, just because I think of myself highly in that, I don't think of myself highly in commercials. Take everything with a grain of salt. I have humility where I need humility, and I have self-respect where I need to have self-respect. So there, take that. I don't know. Everybody's like, why are you fighting us? We don't care, you know? Like, I'm gonna go, girl. Okay, I need to go drink my coffee and watch some freaking YouTube. All right, I'm going crazy, man. There seems to be a little thunderstorm rolling in, so I decided to come out on the balcony and work. My work is so busy, it's insane. I'm so tired. Not that I'm tired, I'm like mentally exhausted kind of thing. It's really pretty out here. It feels good. We are about to do a little date day. Oh, this is cute. It's very similar to my swimsuit I just got. I just feel like their prices are still really high. We're doing a little date, stopping by the store real quick, wreck and jog, and then we're gonna go see a movie. It's a ladybug. We just got back from seeing the Backrooms, and I thought it was really good. I think it'll be a hard repeat movie to watch, but I'm really glad that I did watch it. I think it has some beautiful therapy metaphors in there, a really great dive into shadow work and trauma, and I feel like helped me understand myself even a bit more, even though I'm familiar with this work. It just reminded me how important it is to do that work for a kid who is like 20. And I know he didn't write it. There was somebody else who wrote it. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know how old they are. It's crazy to me that this huge metaphor could come from somebody who's so young, because I feel like as somebody who's going through a quarter life crisis, or has been for the last little bit, or at least brushing up against one, the very like first monologue in the film just really encapsulated so much of what I've been learning throughout this time. And I think the key to getting through it, the key with the movie and all of this, is that it's like that tale where it's like you can't go over it, you can't go under it, you've got to go through it. And that is what childhood trauma and shadow work is all about, is that you have to find your way through it, and if you don't, you're gonna be stuck. And that's all I'm gonna say about the Backrooms. It was so good. If you want me to do a deeper dive, let me know. I have so much to say. It was a car ride full of information and, you know, things my therapist has taught me and stuff like that. So I have a lot to say about it and a lot of deep diving that I want to do. Like I'm also just interested in like the different images that we've seen. Like there's got to be so many things that I missed while watching the movie, and it just, you know, went by in a flash. So I almost want somebody to go through Easter eggs. That's what it's called. I want somebody to go through and be like, this is an Easter egg that you missed. This is from this part of the movie, because there was so much. I don't want to spoil anything, but I was leaning over to Travis the whole time and I was like, that was from that and that was from that. And you know, do you remember that? Do you hear that? It was like definitely a full experience, even like I said, from what you hear from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. I don't know. I'd also, if you have watched it, I would also love to hear your perspective on it. And it was just really fun getting out and getting dressed up, and I had fun doing my makeup today. I feel like it makes my eyes look so blue-green like they are, but anyway, I got to put on a little skirt, things like that. So anyhow, we're now home, and we got up early and watched F1. So we've had a full day, so it might be nap time in our household, to be honest. Travis is asleep, so I'm whispering. This isn't a spoiler, but I wanted to tell you my least favorite thing about that movie. One of the characters shows up to a location. It's a very tense moment, right? It's a big, pivotal moment. And she's got her cute little front pieces out. She's got her hair in a really nice ponytail that's very lifted. You know, it's got a lot of like volume to it. And I noticed, I'm like, man, that's a nice ponytail. Look at her front pieces, they look so nice. And she's got a nice work coat on, and I'm like, okay, that's a nice coat. So she walks into the space, and it sort of changes up a little bit. The mood changes because, again, it's a pivotal moment. Her hair is now down, kind of, I don't know, drab looking, just because it's not styled anymore. It's just down and straight, like unstyled. And she had taken off her jacket. Why did she make those decisions? Why did she take her hair down that she'd obviously worked really hard on? And why did she take her jacket off whenever she didn't know the temperature of the room that she was about to walk into? Like, we didn't see her make that decision on screen. I don't know if there's a deleted scene, but honestly, that is my one thing that I did not like about the Backrooms. That takes it down an entire star, because what in the continuity was that? Unless it has this other meaning and, like, you know, conspiracy theory about it, like, you know, it was at a big pivotal moment, so like maybe like something changed and glitched, but it didn't. I don't know. I'll have to see if there's theories about it, but that ticked me off, unless it means something else. Otherwise, it's just sort of a mistake, because honestly, her hair looked really good. And like, did they just change her character design like halfway through? Or on the set? Like, I don't know. I need to look that up.